It's a long way to the top. If you wanna rock and roll, you wanna rock and roll. Driving on the highway, going to a show. Stopping on the byway, playing rock and roll. Getting round, getting stoned, getting beat up, getting boned, getting high, getting shook. Down to your boots, it's harder than it looks. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll. It's either doing one night stands, trying to be a rock and roll band. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll.
Good evening, race fans. I'm your host, Caden Reif, and welcome here to Charlotte for the NASCAR All-Star Challenge for 60 laps here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, Lowe's Motor Speedway at that, for $1 million here the Sunday before the 600. But first, we have the Open to get out of the way. 30 cars fighting for 3 spots plus a fan vote to make it 4 here from Charlotte, the intermediate. And we take you trackside right away to look at your starting lineup for this event. It will be Jamie McMurray in the 40 car taking pole for the Open here, with Dave Blaney in the 77 starting to his outside in second place. Third place is going to go to Mark Martin in the 06 car. Ran his first race back in the Cup Series from injury last week at Richmond, earned a waiver to enter the Open here today. It'll be Chad Little in fourth place on his outside. Fifth goes to Todd Bodine, and sixth, Casey Atwood. Seventh is going to be Hank Parker Jr., and eighth, Dale Earnhardt Jr., couple of juniors in row number 4. Ninth place is going to go to Brian Vickers, and 10th will be Riggs in the 57. 11th is going to be the 74 car, that is Tony Raines and Jason Leffler in 12th. 13th is going to be Morgan Shepherd. 14th, Michael Waltrip. 15th place is Mike Bliss. 16th is going to be Mike Skinner. 17th place, John Andretti. 18th, Eric Norris. 19th, Johnny Sauter. 20th is going to be Christian Elder in the 0 car. It will be Ricky Rudd, Don Thompson Jr., Elliott Sadler, as well as Jeff Foltz, Tim Fadewa, Dennis Setzer, Ron Hornaday Jr., Kirk Shelmerdine, Ken Schrader, and David Green round out the field. Command to start the engines. 30 cars roar to life for the exhibition of an exhibition. It'll be 30 laps here from Lowe's to decide the final 4 drivers entering this year's Coca-Cola All-Star Challenge. Charlotte, a bit famous for the chaotic high-speed racing it produces. A lot of slipping and sliding at this racetrack. Not a lot of grip on the racing surface. Results in a lot of passes, a lot of opportunity to make moves, so we can see a lot of movers throughout the field here today. And also, worth noting, going into this race, this round will be the last entry for both the 15 and the 08 cars for DEI. They did ship the cars to the racetrack today, and they will both attempt to make the All-Star for one final run at the field here today. Joining me in the booth tonight is my good friend Nate. He will be with us for the entirety of this event here tonight. 90 combined laps plus the caution laps for the segments. It'll be 30-30 in the All-Star with a caution at the halfway mark. And an additional $100,000 bonus to the midway segment winner. But that all to come in just a little while as Jamie Murray and Dave Blaney will lead us to the green here for the 30-lap open here tonight.
And this open race is always fun. With nothing on the line, these guys can just throw the smart racing out the window. You go for it, and you try to lock yourself in for a chance to win $1 million as we're about to get underway.
Pace car peeling off 30 laps here in front of the crowd as we roll into the restart box, and we are green here from Lowe's for the All-Star Open.
McMurray seems to get away well as he may be clear into turn 1. Yes, he is. As Mark Martin follows him through with Hank Parker Jr.
Todd Bodine there on the bottom as well. They head down the backstretch for the first time up to speed now. McMurray stays in front of the 06. Martin gave him a little look there off at 2, but could not quite get the nose underneath. Side by side for that final third transfer spot between Blaney and Bodine. As they round turn 4, McMurray leads the opening lap. Mark Martin all over the back of that 40 car. And he looks to the inside in turn 2 now.
As Todd Bodine appears to clear for third place. Yes, he will, as he's going to try to follow through for a chance at the race lead. McMurray and Martin going at it here in 3 and 4 might open the door for Todd Bodine if they're not careful.
Bodine right behind. Dave Blaney also in the mix in 4th. They stay side by side. McMurray by a nose at the front stretch, but it's going to be Mark Martin here off of turn number 2. He's clear for the race lead ahead of the 40. Bodine and McMurray fight for second as Blaney now looks for third.
Dave Blaney in that 7-Eleven machine. Following Todd Bodine, trying to get through. As it just appears to be a big train behind as the 28 jumps out to try to get past Dave Blaney. That train did not last very long.
Side by side by Noodle and Blaney for 4th. McMurray down to 3rd. He stays clear of the 77 car as they head down the backstretch into turn number 3. And Blaney gets clear of the 28. Big pack of cars up front here.
McMurray was very close to getting in the wall there off of 2. That could have got him in trouble with this big pack of cars bearing down on him. As he's going to go for second now.
Ooh, into 3rd place now as they head down the back.
Atwood's car looks like it can roll the bottom really, really well. I would be interested to see what he could do if he can get past these. If he can get past these guys, I think he could pull away.
Mark Martin very nearly got the wall there in turn number 2. Kept it out just about. He's fighting with Vickers for the 4th spot now. It's such a close race at this racetrack with these guys. McMurray's still up front right now. Little follows in the 28.
Dave Blaney very, very nearly took it 3 wide out of turn 4 there.
Not seen a lot of it. They have tried to make it 3 wide a couple times. No actual 3 wide on the track. Little looks to the inside for the lead. McMurray shuts the door on him.
Little gonna try to keep his nose in there, but to no avail. McMurray remains clear for the time being as Atwood follows in their tire tracks and Martin not far behind.
Swinging out just a tiny bit right now as it's just the top 4-ish now, although 5th and 6th. That's Vickers and Blaney not far behind. Vickers with a big run there off at turn 2, as well as Atwood. The 2 Chevys jump low on the 2 Fords. McMurray loving this in his mirror as they come to complete the 10th lap. A third of this race done. Side by side for second as Little trying to get the run on corner exit. Vickers thinking about 3, will not make that pass.
And look how much time McMurray was able to pull when these guys started battling. Because Little was right on his back bumper, and now it's about 8 or 9 car lengths potentially.
Atwood clearing into 2nd place. Here's rookie Vickers for 3rd. Side by side as he slips into that position. Chad Little very nearly made contact with Mark Martin, who was looking to take it 3 wide in the middle. Stayed clear of the 3M Ford.
Don't look now, but Dale Earnhardt Jr., he's looking as well.
8 car picking up some speed right now. And as they come off of turn 2, single file through the top 5, as well as 6th place Todd Bodine clear. Dale Jr. trying to pick up some spots as Martin slips down the order on that outside lane. Here's Vickers for 2nd place now.
Now, if these guys could sort it out for a little while, they might be able to get to McMurray, but with them battling, I'm just not sure they're going to be able to get up to him feasibly without a mistake.
Vickers and Atwood a little squirrely there. I believe Todd Bodine side by side for the lead for the first time in a handful of laps. Atwood on the bottom, McMurray with a big run there on the outside. Had to get out of the throttle to keep it out of the wall. Atwood gets that run now down the backstretch thanks to McMurray's throttle breathing moment. Here's Vickers looking low on Chad Little. Very nearly resulted in contact between those two. 2 by 2 up front. Atwood clear for the lead off turn 4.
As Chad Little started to see a chance to pounce but didn't see the big run that Vickers got, and now instead of having a chance to go for the lead, he might slip out of the transfer spot.
Side by him and the 25 of Vickers down the backstretch. Dave Blaney looks to take this opportunity and run with it as he tries to take away 4th place as well from the Havoline Ford. 3 and 4. McMurray closing on Atwood. A great run through the middle of the corner for that Coors Light 40. He looks low for the lead. Another moment of side-by-side between these two. McMurray trying to retake that top spot once again.
Side-by-side through 1 and 2 as Vickers pulls up to the back bumper of Casey Atwood as Dave Blaney with a big run.
No contest by McMurray there as he ran away there, just stuck to the racetrack in turn 2, and he's got the lead 3 wide here for P3 off of turn 4. Chad Little and Vickers maybe trading a bit of paint on the bottom lane there as they're still 3 wide heading towards turn 1.
Yeah, great battle here for what is the final transfer spot at the moment. Little trying to stick it on the bottom as he's going to slide up a little bit.
Still
Atwood
3
potentially hit the wall there.
Oh man, Atwood.
They're going to
catching
sort
the
it
fence.
out. Yeah, lucky they were able to sort it out there. It's just going to be smarter for them to keep the fenders on it. There's still coming to 11 laps left in this thing, or 10 laps rather.
10 laps to go here from Lowe's. It's Atwood now in 3rd over Little. The 2 leaders, Dave Blaney and McMurray, have pulled away from the rest of the field after that 3 wide fiasco and duel for the first spot with just 10 laps left now.
And you know, you could say that you would just hold serve here, but remember that $100,000 bonus. These guys are not just going to lay down and wait. They're going to go for the race win here.
Through 1 and 2, McMurray pulled a tiny bit on Blaney, though Blaney with a better corner exit. Atwood and Little closing from 3rd and 4th. Atwood trying his hardest to keep that good wrench Chevrolet in front of Chad Little right now for the final transfer. Blaney looked low for the lead in turn 4 that time, could not get the nose underneath, but he stays right there. Down the front stretch, he's going to stay in line. Little thought about a move for the 3rd spot, but not close enough either. Top 4 closing up in the final 10 laps here. Could see one more final absolutely chaotic battle for the final couple spots here in these closing laps as Little looks low for the 3rd spot. Down the front stretch and into turn 1, it is side by side for the final transfer. Vickers way up the track there from 5th, overdrove the corner. Here's Dale Jr. They make contact for the 5th spot as
Vickers
the
lost a lot of momentum from that. Dale Jr. now slips by as Chad Little has gotten past Casey Atwood for the 3rd spot as Dave Blaney looks for the race lead. Lots of battles on the racetrack right now.
Dave Blaney doing everything he can up front right now. It is still him and McMurray for 1st and 2nd. Little into 3rd place, trying to stay in front of the 30. It will be 5 laps to go this time, all single file now. But the top group is going to have one heck of a battle on their hands here as they all fight to make the big show.
Blaney closed up there as Atwood now going to look to the inside, but Dale Jr. tried to look to the inside. Atwood had to look in his mirror for a split second, but Atwood's still going to get to the inside.
Door to door for third place. Dale Jr. looking to slip into fourth ahead of the 28. They head down the backstretch. Dave Blaney is still right on the back bumper of McMurray, but has been unable to make that move. He's been biding his time the entire time. You might think it could be intentional, but now with third and fourth bearing down on him, you have to make that move now. Atwood looked for second. Blaney stays clear into turn one.
Blaney looks to try to make that move now. He knows that he has to. Maybe getting a chance here. No, McMurray has done a very good job of keeping his car in the right position to hold Dave Blaney at bay, but how much longer is that going to happen? Blaney looks, but still not able to get underneath him. McMurray creating a big train here.
Yeah, McMurray slipped up off the bottom a couple times in a row there, both in turn 2 and turn 4. Blaney couldn't quite find the air and get underneath him there, but it was so close. He drops off of McMurray now, allowing Atwood to close in. It is bumper to bumper now as Atwood looks for second place into turn 3.
And that should bring Dale Earnhardt Jr. by, as well as Chad Little and eventually Brian Vickers. But Blaney actually able to hold serve and keep third place, but now has to hold off Dale Jr. for the final transfer spot with a lap and a half to go.
2 laps remaining. It'll be the white flag this time. Here's Dale Jr. down low for third place. Blaney up the hill trying to stay strong on the outside with the Budweiser 8 down low. McMurray in the lead will see the white flag. Atwood trying to defend for second place now as Jr. looks for that spot. They all fight for the final transfer.
Blaney almost took it 3 wide there. That would have been a wreck. Blaney keeps the fenders on it and is going to have one more chance down here in 3 and 4.
Side by side for third. They're going to bring it to the stripe this time. Who's going to come out on top? McMurray is going to advance with the win. Dale Jr. from second, and Dave Blaney with the last lap pass will advance from third.
Chaotic final couple laps there as Dale Jr. closed up to those guys, took it 3 wide for a split second, and all hell broke loose into 1 and 2.
Absolute pandemonium, like we said, was going to happen, and Dave Blaney came out on top there in that tightly knit battle, but it will be Jamie McMurray advancing with the win, and he brings it to the stripe. P1, Dale Jr. advances from second place, and Dave Blaney third. They will start in 3 of the bottom 4 spots. We'll have your fan vote winner announced in just a moment, but Jamie McMurray comes home in first. And we'll take you to intermission and be back in just a short little while for the main event. 60 laps, couple of 30-lap segments here from Lowe's for the All-Star race. We are back from intermission here from Lowe's, and it is going to be Robbie Gordon in the 31 car starting from pole. Ricky Hendrick will be starting in second to his outside in the 5 car, and looking down the rest of the order, Kurt Busch will be in third, Jeff Gordon fourth. Fifth place goes to Terry Labonte running this race in the 55 car, and he's got Kenny Wallace in the 2 to his outside. And it will be 7th place of Bobby Labonte, 8th goes to Jeff Burton, 9th is going to be Greg Biffle, 10th Tony Stewart, 11th will be Ryan Newman with 12th John Wood, 13th is going to be Matt Kenseth, 14th is going to be Casey Kane, 15th Kevin Harvick, 16th is going to be Jeremy Mayfield as a replacement driver for Jimmy Johnson, as we mentioned, Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards, and the 2 BDR teammates Scott Wimmer and Sterling Marlin starting side by side. Dale Jarrett will be the last of the locked-in drivers in the starting lineup, and then of course Mick Murray, Dale Jr., and Dave Blaney advance from the open, and Mark Martin in the 06 wins the fan vote, and he advances as the 25th and final car.
Start them engines!
Engines are fired once again. It will be 30 laps in segment 1 and 30 laps in segment 2. A couple of extra laps for the caution period makes it a total of 66 here from Lowe's, with Robbie Gordon in the 31 car on pole. $1 million on the line, and of course, as we mentioned earlier, $100,000 bonus to the man who wins the midway segment at that 30 lap mark. Always a big show, this one, with a race like this. Nothing but money for the winner on the line, and all of the sport's best. Take it as an all-star game. It will be Robbie Gordon starting from first, as we mentioned, and it is going to be a lot of fun to see him out front and all of these guys throwing these race cars around to try and win themselves that $1 million. Coming through in turns 3 and 4. Pace car going to peel off here, and our first segment will get underway with the 31 team up front. Him and Ricky Hendrick to lead the field to the green here. Pace car peels off. 60 laps of green flag racing coming your way as they head into the box, and we are green here from Lowe's.
Double wide.
For the first
Throughout.
time, the whole field double file.
Yeah, double wide throughout the pack there. Pretty even start for the entire field, as there's going to now start to spread out in 3 and 4, try to move around on this newly paved racetrack. A lot of room to move around, but not a lot of room for 3 wide. But you can move around if you're side by side as far as you want to, as Robbie Gordon tries to hold the lead.
Down the backstretch, it's Robbie Gordon and Kurt Busch first and second, with Ricky Hendrick in third on the outer line. Robbie Gordon stays clear of the 01 car, ripping the outer line through 3 and 4, and pulls away from those 2 being side by side behind him. The whole field still under a blanket here as they head down the front stretch, and just a couple of early laps completed.
Robbie Gordon continues to show the muscle as he pulls away from the field as they continue to battle for every spot behind. Kurt Busch holds second over Bobby Labonte, but Robbie Gordon pulling away.
31 car in the lead over the 01. Bobby Labonte, winner of last week at Richmond, in third place. Ricky Hendrick and Greg Biffle battling side by side for fourth place behind him, and it is Terry Labonte rounding out this front group in sixth. Side by side by Labonte and Kurt Busch now as the 18 looked low. A nice run out of turn 4 on the outside by Kurt Busch. That opens the door for Ricky Hendrick to counterattack to the inside for third. They go side by side behind him. Kurt Busch clear to try and hunt down Robbie Gordon, Greg Biffle look to take it on the inside on Ricky Hendrick, but not enough grip down there as Jeff Burton's going to get turned into the inside wall by Tony Stewart. And the caution flag is going to come out here very early on in the running on lap number 5. Jeff Burton got turned on the backstretch.
And Stewart very nearly came back up into Dave Blaney. Very lucky for Dave Blaney to escape that without a totaled race car as Tony Stewart moved back up the racetrack. But a hard lick for Jeff Burton very early in the going.
Took a big knock to that inside wall. We'll get a replay of that in just a minute. Under caution here early in the going. Once again, it was Stewart turning around that 99. Not quite sure what happened off of turn number 2 there as Jeff Burton went into the inside wall. And looking to see if these guys are going to top off on fuel, and they will. Robbie Gordon leads the entire field in for a splash of fuel. We'll see if some drivers take tires here or not. Greg Biffle, the first taker, will take only fuel. Pretty much everybody there taking fuel only after just 5 laps here. Oh, contact there as Kurt Busch is sent around.
The second place car who was chasing down the leader goes around on the pit lane, and he will lose a multitude of spots. Unfortunate for the
Got
whole
turned
team.
as John Wood was trying to get into his box. Nowhere else for that 6 car to go, and Kurt Busch slides into Kevin Harvick as well. That is tough to see, and Kurt Busch is going to have to get a tow back to his pit box. John Wood will get back out onto the racetrack. Kevin Harvick is back out as well. And
definitely a bit of damage for the 01. The 29 looks clean.
looking at the order,
And
Robbie
the
Gordon fell a
6
long
looks
way down.
clean.
Greg Biffle will inherit the race lead after the pit stops there, and we will get a look at that crash involving Tony Stewart and Jeff Burton on lap number 5. In 1 and 2, Stewart right behind the 99, Burton up the track just a little bit, and Stewart, that's tough, just ran out of room there. Hard hit for both those guys. Man, great save by Tony though, to keep it out of oncoming traffic. Just maybe expecting Burton to give him a tiny bit more room, and just unfortunate contact there as Jeff Burton will take an early leave from tonight's race. We'll take you to intermission here. Be right back here from Lowe's. Lap number 8 at the moment. Greg Biffle out in first. Back from intermission here from Lowe's Motor Speedway. It is going to be Greg Biffle in the 16. As we mentioned earlier, he will inherit the lead after Robbie Gordon and others took 4 tires. It'll be for the 17, 6, 31, and 20, as well as the 01. Takes his 4 set of tires after that incident in the pit lane. Kurt Busch sits a lap down, but will be, unless anyone else wrecks and falls a lap down, guaranteed to get that lucky dog at the midway point. Greg Biffle out front. We'll see if the 5 drivers on fresh tires can maybe cut their way through the field here. Not a whole lot of tire wear, but we'll see. Pace car peels off into the restart box. This is 16 of Biffle, and we are back green. Solid start by all of the front runners. Ryan Newman looks underneath his teammate Wallace for third immediately off the start as they head through turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch, Greg Biffle out front. There's a tiny, tiny gap to Bobby Labonte, who stays clear for second. The two Penske cars still side by side for third. Newman, Wallace, still side by side. Casey Kane in that mix as well as the 23 car. Scott Wimmer, Jeff Gordon on the outside there. Bobby Labonte gets stuck on the top. Everybody under a blanket for second as Greg Biffle pulls a margin up front. Big lead now as they are still side by side for second place. The whole field practically too wide now. Bobby Labonte very nearly slipped up into the marbles and into the wall. That was a close call there, but kept it out of the fence, loses a bit of time. Kane into third ahead of him as Newman gets clear for second. Top four clear now as Kyle Busch and Kenny Wallace fight for fifth. Labonte looks back low to try to re-overtake the 38 of Casey Kane. Those two go side by side. Ryan Newman has his sights set on Greg Biffle as they go and battle behind him. Down the front stretch. Still a tightly knit group up front here. Bobby Labonte tried to get past Kane again. Nothing doing there on the 38. That opens the door for Kyle Busch to close in. Looks low for fourth, but unable to get the nose underneath for now. Newman and Kane closing on race leader Greg Biffle. Taking a look at the drivers on four tires. John Wood, Matt Kenseth were on four. Haven't really picked up a whole lot of spots. Kenseth a few more. 31 car of Robbie Gordon also on four tires. He's the one that's moved up the most. He's up into 11th place now and looking to join in on this battle for what is currently 8th as Wallace slips further down the order. Here's Labonte on Kane once again for third. Him and Jeff Gordon as well on the inside. And Kyle Busch potentially with a chance. Here's Newman for the race lead on the 16 car of Greg Biffle. Those two go side by side down in 1 and 2. Newman all the way on the bottom and Biffle all the way up top. Here's Labonte closing in from third place. He's going to bide his time behind the 12. And Newman is going to slip through into this race lead. The 20 car of Tony Stewart will be retiring from this race. Big blocks in the mid-pack there as Kyle Busch tried to cover off Kane and couldn't do it. 38-19 side by side for fifth. Down the backstretch now as it's Labonte v. Biffle for second place with Newman pulling away in the lead. Down the backstretch, Biffle held on to second place as that is the 55 of Terry Labonte up and into the wall there in turn 2. 55 got a piece of the fence. Down through 3 and 4. He loses a bunch of spots. Fell all the way down to 18th, I believe that is. Was 13th at the start of that lap, and yes, he's down to P18. And tell you what, these guys on fresh tires have started to find their way up front. Namely, Robbie Gordon is up and into the mix. Bobby Labonte down low on Ryan Newman, looking for the race lead into turn 3. Newman stays clear. Out in front of this field, Robbie Gordon still on the inside, and he is looking quick right now. 5 car of Ricky Hendrick was also on 4 tires that last stop. Robbie Gordon looking to take it 3 wide, couldn't do it. Labonte's got the lead. Newman almost got the wall. Down off of turn 2 and down the backstretch, it is Robbie Gordon and Labonte. First and second, Ricky Hendrick from third now. And these fresh tires are starting to come into their own right now for these two Chevrolets as they round turn 4. 10 laps to go in segment number 1. Robbie Gordon looks for the lead. Couldn't get it, but putting the pressure on the 18. Ricky Hendrick now coming up on 3rd place here, looking for 2nd down the backstretch. He's going to go to the inside. Door to door for P2. Labonte going to need every ounce of time that he can get, every fraction of a second. If these two are going to battle, they are looking so fast right now. Ricky clear for 2nd into turn 1. These three pull away from the rest of this top 5. Greg Biffle trailing in 4th place. Jeff Gordon is into 5th. Down the backstretch, Ricky Hendrick now has his sights set on the 18 of Bobby Labonte and is closing in a hurry. Robbie Gordon dropping off a little bit. You wonder if he used up a bit of his stuff there trying to close up and making up all that time. He slips up the racetrack now as Biffle looks for 3rd. Ricky Hendrick with the run for the race lead down the backstretch. Side by side by the 5 and 18 as they head through 3 and 4. Labonte trying to hold strong on the outside. Biffle closing from 3rd. Labonte with the run, might have been clear for a 2nd. And he is clear into turn 1. Ricky Hendrick all the way down low. Biffle trying to go round the outside. Door to door as they head down the backstretch. Labonte pulling away from the lead. Biffle around the outside, clear for 2nd place. What a move by the 16. He's all the way up to Bobby Labonte for the lead now. Side by side by the 18 and 16. Biffle down low, Labonte up top. Biffle's got the lead into turn 3. Ricky Hendrick closing in a 2nd place. Looking low for the lead now. Can he get it this time? Biffle on the outside. Ricky Hendrick down low. Side by side for the lead. 5 laps to go in the first half. Ricky Hendrick on the bottom. He's clear by over the 16, and he has got the lead with 5 laps left here in segment number 1. Looking to pull away now, but Biffle trying to mount a counterattack. What a run by the 16 down the front stretch. Side by side once again for the first spot. Jeff Gordon in 3rd, loving the battle in front of him, trying to close up and make an opportunity present itself for himself. Down off of turn 2. Greg Biffle clear for the lead with 4 laps to go. Here's Gordon for 2nd place, and the 24 is going to get his teammate Robbie Gordon back into the mix again. Although Ricky Hendrick sticking strong on the outside, still side by side for 2nd. Hendrick, Gordon, and Gordon for 2nd place. Biffle pulling away from the lead. Jeff Gordon is clear off of turn 2 for 2nd. It'll be 2 laps to go in the first half this time. Can Greg Biffle hold on to that first spot? He's got a big lead over Jeff in the 24. Robbie Gordon looks for 2nd now. Side by side for 2nd place once again down the front stretch as they take 2 laps left.
And this race has just been a race of runs. It's almost like a plate race, but with how much you're managing the pack.
Robbie Gordon on the fresh tires is into 2nd place and is bearing down on the 16 of Biffle. This is the last lap in segment number 1. They will see the caution flag this next time by Biffle trying to bring it home for the 100,000. Robbie Gordon closing in down the backstretch. Does he have anything for him? They are 3 wide behind in the pack. Matt Kenseth in the middle of that mix as that's Mayfield on the bottom through 3 and 4. Greg Biffle is going to win the $100,000 bonus, and we are under caution here from Lowe's Motor Speedway.
All right.
What a segment.
Okay.
Greg Biffle comes out on top of that absolutely monumental battle, held on to that first position, and he has himself that bonus. And what a car he has tonight. Could be seeing some people going for tires here under this caution flag, and Greg Biffle is going to be one of them. This is important here. Him and also Bobby Labonte comes into the pits in the 18 car. Nobody else is going to come in under this caution. Everybody else wants the track position. But with the fall off, we could see these guys shoot through the field. It will be a 4-tire stop for the both of them. Labonte and Biffle will be on tires. The rest of the field stays out, and Robbie Gordon will inherit the race lead. We take it back to intermission here under caution, and we will be back with the second segment of the 2005 NASCAR All-Star Challenge here from Lowe's Motor Speedway. Back from intermission here from Lowe's Motor Speedway. We'll be going green this time by. It'll be 30 laps to go in this race for $1 million. Robbie Gordon up front, Ricky Hendrick in second place. The two cars on the fresher tires from the first caution leading this thing. That is not normal. What in the world? Oh, okay, sure. We're going green with the pace car on the track. What in the world is this? Yeah, all professionalism just went out the window. That's not normal. We'll bring it back to caution here. What in the name? All right. Yellow flag will be thrown here. Ricky Hendrick will come back with the lead. I have no idea what just happened. Lights off on the pace car, and the pace car stayed out. We're back under yellow. Ricky Hendrick up front. I'm going to take it to an intermission right away just to get my bearings right. Under caution, Ricky Hendrick in first. Got that sorted out quick. We're back from intermission. Very quick there. That strange caution there. Not even going to mention it. Ricky Hendrick inherits the lead after that brief period of confusion there. Jeff Gordon will be in second place in the 24. McMurray, one of the open cars, winner of the open, into third place. A good run for him so far. Robbie Gordon in fourth, and Casey Kane rounds out the top five. Only a spot gain for Greg Biffle, and Bobby Labonte will restart in last. But these two with a chance to get up through the field here, and also should probably give a lap to the 01 of Kurt Busch. Was lucky dog that last time. Under green once again here from Lowe's. Ricky Hendrick, the leader, into turn one. McMurray immediately jumps low for second place. Pace car did get off the track that time. Rounding turn two, Hendrick the leader. 40 of McMurray in second place. Robbie Gordon looking to regain some spots on the slightly fresher rubber. And again, going to be keeping an eye on the 16 and the 18. 30 lap fresher tires after pitting under that last yellow. Battle for the lead. Ricky Hendrick v. Jamie McMurray, the 40 car winner of the Open. He's got speed in the main show, and that 40 is going to take the race lead here from Lowe's. Jeff Gordon looks to the inside on his teammate now for second. Ricky Hendrick trying to hang strong on the outside. With a run down the front stretch. He's still there as they head down towards turn one. McMurray v. Hendrick. Ricky using every inch of the racetrack he can. What a run on the outside. He's still there side by side down the back. But McMurray into 3 is going to get clear, and the 40 car is back into the race lead. Leading for the first time here in the main event. And he's got first place ahead of all the big boys. Gordon and Hendrick fighting for second place, 24 and 5 side by side as they leave turn 2. The whole field here as they're making contact, and they're going to wreck in the back. Dave Blaney into the wall, saves it after getting pinched into the fence. We stay green. Labonte and Biffle slipped through and avoided that contact as Dave Blaney and Matt Kenseth went into the wall on lap 45. We look at a replay. Looking like Biffle taking it 3 wide. Man, just ran the 77 out of room. And both of those guys into the wall. Matt Kenseth in the fence as well. Bit of impatience from the 16 trying to make use of those tires. 20 laps to go here from Lowe's. Jamie McMurray still up front. Ricky Hendrick v. Jeff Gordon for second place. Robbie Gordon looking in fourth place. Trying to take third away. Almost tried to take second. Thought about taking it 3 wide, but did not get the nose underneath the 5 as Ricky Hendrick now looks for the race lead. McMurray tried to cut him off. Very nearly contact there between the 2 young guns up front. McMurray on the outer line, trying to hang strong. Ricky Hendrick has got himself the race lead. Robbie Gordon with a bit of a tough entry into turn 3 there. Looked like he had to get way out of the throttle. Might have gotten sideways. McMurray will clear him to stay in second place with the run on the outside. And maybe looks for a counterattack on Hendrick now for first. Blaney and Kenseth wounded after that crash, but will soldier on. McMurray closing in on the 5 off of turn 4. A big run down the front stretch. We'll see if he gets close enough to make a move. He's going to stay in line for now. Greg Biffle and Bobby Labonte are cutting through the field as the 16 and 18 are in 8th and 9th and look to take away 7th from Carl Edwards, and that will be 8th for Labonte if he can make that move stick. Running out of time, but also not a lot of margin for these leaders to work with Biffle and Labonte running them down. Hendrick still in the lead. Biffle on Jeff Gordon for 6th. That strategy is paying dividends for these two. Robbie Gordon moved into second place ahead of McMurray. Here's Casey Kane for 3rd. And I tell you what, it looks like they're going to have enough time for this thing. Biffle on the inside, and he gets past Kane. He's into 4th place. The 2 leaders, Ricky Hendrick and Robbie Gordon, are side by side. Look at the run from the 16 of Greg Biffle. He moves up into 3rd, and with a shot to pass Robbie Gordon, he's going to go to the outside almost No, here's Labonte on the inside of the 16, and what lane do you block if you're Robbie Gordon? He's got both the drivers on fresh tires right behind him, and he holds both of them off at least for a half a lap. Biffle dives it down to the bottom, digging in on the front end of that race car, side by side for second place now. Gordon up the hill, overdrove it into turn one, and Biffle's got just one car left for the lead. Hendrick doing everything he can. But what does Biffle have for the 5? And Labonte now looks for second place. The two fresh tire cars side by side. And between these two, at the pace they have, it could end up being the battle for the win. Still door to door. Biffle trying to hang tight on the outside. What a run off turn 4. Biffle is going to hold him off. And now looks back at the 5 car once again. Closing in through 1 and 2. He's got the run. Biffle v. Hendrick. Is he going to make the move? Yes, he is. Down the inside. It'll be 10 laps to go this time by. And through 3 and 4, new leader Greg Biffle is back out front. Biffle pulling away now as Labonte finds trouble getting past the 5 of Ricky Hendrick. It's all number 16 out front. Robbie Gordon now looks for third. Labonte holds him off on the outside, now looking low for second. Hendrick gonna have to give him some slack, and Labonte finally got underneath the 5, and he does quick work of him when he finally did. Not a lot of laps left in this thing. It's Biffle v. Labonte. Does the 18 have enough to catch Greg Biffle for first? Stay in the course. He's got a run down the front stretch. Bobby Labonte closing in. For $1 million, what do you got? Six laps to go here from Lowe's Motor Speedway, and it is Biffle v. Labonte for the $1 million. What does Bobby Labonte have for Greg Biffle? $16 v. $18. Labonte a little bit squirrely there in turn 3. Ran a little lower. 5 laps left. Can Biffle hold him off? Robbie Gordon and Ricky Hendrick fight for the catbird seat behind these two leaders. Ricky Hendrick very nearly got the wall. Labonte right there, running in his tire tracks. Gonna have the tiniest little run out of turn 4. 4 laps left now. 18 v. 16. Did he use his stuff too early? Biffle pulls away a little bit through 1 and 2 that time. Maybe just the tiniest run down the front stretch once again. It's only 3 laps to go now. Does Bobby Labonte have what it takes to win it, or is Biffle going to hold him off? A better run out of turn 2 that time by the 16 car. He pulls away just that little bit more. Dead even off of 4 that time. Checking up on the cars at the very back of the field. It is 2 laps left for the 18 of Bobby Labonte. Had to get out of the throttle. Lap and a half to go for Greg Biffle trying to hold the 18 car off. Labonte using all of the racetrack. White flag. Dale Jr. into the pit lane. Didn't have enough fuel to make it. Final set of corners this time. Labonte again out of the throttle. Biffle pulling away down the backstretch. Labonte wanted to make it back-to-back weekends that he'd bring the 18 to victory lane, but he couldn't quite do it. Biffle is going to come off of turn 4, and he will win the $1 million. The 16 car is your winner here at Lowe's. And he takes home the 2005 All-Star Challenge. The tires paid off. Over 4 seconds ahead of third place, Robbie Gordon. Golden strategy by these two, but it's Greg Biffle that will be the one remembered here tonight. He wins the 2005 running. And that 16 car is going to take home the $1 million. But that will do it for coverage here from Lowe's. Greg Biffle, your winner. After a grueling race here tonight. That'll do it. On behalf of everybody who joined me here in the booth tonight, I ended up finishing it up on my own, but not a problem. Braden and Nate in the booth tonight. We'll catch you next time. It'll be the Indianapolis 500 as well as the Coca-Cola 600. We'll catch you then. I'm Caden Reif, your host, and as always, have a good one.